Hi there, thanks for joining us right here on Bernama today. Once again, Elena Abdullah and Jessie Chahel, and this time in an exclusive interview segment, we're speaking to a well-known artist, and he is here to share with us the latest exhibition called Kampung Life. Hari Raya just finished, everyone just
went back to the kampung.
But I'm sure you felt like, oh, the Kampung Life, isn't that so? What a relief from the city life.
That's right, and it's nice to be able to take the Kampung Life, experience and remember that whole feel and that theme together with you. Even when you're in the city, it reminds you of home.
What more or what better way through paintings?
That's right. So we're speaking to Ibnu Jalil. There's a group exhibition themed Kampung Life that brings together three artists. We have Lim Anwar, Ibnu Jalil yourself, as well as Roslan Itam together. Hello, welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming down to the studio. We know your exhibition is happening at the Art Market Gallery at Damen Mall in USJ. And of course, this is an interesting concept because it brings all the three of you together. Tell us about this.
Yeah, it's a three-man show exhibition. Me, Ibnu Jalil, Mr. Lim Anwar, and Mr. Roslan Hitam. Is a kind of professional Malaysian artist.
What is the thought behind all the thought behind the concept? Why this concept of bringing this together?
We now in Hari Raya mode.
Yeah.
So we think about having an exhibition that relate to this Hari Raya season. Yeah. And then our Hari Raya also relate to kampung. Everybody come back to kampung. So why not we have an exhibition with that kind of ambience, kampung ambience. Yeah.
So hence an exhibition of your collective artwork with this different concept. You have Lim as well as yourself.
Yeah.
Your preference is in naive art?
Myself is naive art.
So what is naive art? Perhaps for the uninitiated, what is naive art?
Naive art is from the word naive.
Yeah.
Naive, like a kids, they are so naive, they just tell things straight away sincerely.
Right.
Almost innocent,
right. Innocent.
Yeah.
That's the correct word.
Okay, so I'm very interested in this particular painting that I'm holding here. Of course, this is a printed version of an original painting, and you say that you want to take us back to the sweet memories of Kampung Life. And of course, through this wonderful, vibrant painting, it just seems like I could just. I don't know, I just feel like I could just walk into this rumah kampung and there will be some nice dishes waiting and a nice, makcik there. And I could even smell the flowers. It's almost alive.
It communicates a sense of tranquility, serenity.
That's right.
Simpler times. I guess that's in correlation to naive art, remembering simpler times.
Naive art, it just tell things that we imagine straight away, directly. But that one is done by Mr. Roslan Hitam.
Right.
It's a kind of realism kind of style.
He dabbles more in fine art?
Yeah, fine arts, yeah.
Right.
Mr. Roslan Hitam came from Perak. This is about his memory about his kampung.
Right, okay. So this is a depiction of Perak Kampung Life. And of course you can see in the background here we have perhaps less clear from wherever you're on screen. But what I would term as naive art, very straightforward, very, like you said, innocent, very direct. And not a lot of this clutter, not a lot of cynicism that you have in the city.
Well, a very important question since we're talking about kampung here is, where is your kampung?
I'm staying in my kampung now. I'm from Seremban, Paroi, Seremban.
Okay.
So most of my painting now is related to Negeri Sembilan.
I see.
You see, we have Negeri Sembilan kind of house, Minang house.
That's right.
So I transfer my everyday's life into my painting.
But it is really interesting because the more deeper you go into this, you actually realize kampungs differ from one another. Kampung is not just a kampung. You have the traditional values, the cultural, uniqueness in there as well, and other kind of elements of landscape, what grows there, and what people wear, what's being sold at the local market, and so on and so forth.
It helps to immortalize this for us to be able to track, to put to memory. I think a lot of times as we go about modernity, modern life, we leave the kampungs by the wayside, and the population sort of shrinks as well.
But nowadays, they bring the modern life to Kampung.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
Even
Okay.
Kampung also have Astro, internet, all that.
They've upgraded.
Yeah.
Yes, I enjoy going back to my mother's hometown, and you know, there everything is kind of like it's become really modern as well. But at the same time, you've got that nice sort of comforting feeling, especially like you as well when you go back home, I guess. You know, but do you feel that the kampung is having a sense of losing its people because, of course, everyone's transferred out to the modern cities?
Yeah, most of the kampung citizen now is
Veterans. That's right.
and the youngster now all
Not
not in
interested.
kampung.
Not enough
all,
youths that
all
are-
working in the city.
That's right. Now tell us about Art Market Malaysia. What is Art Market Malaysia?
Art Market Malaysia is an agency that help us to promote our arts, help us to market our arts
Okay.
from its event and programs.
Right. So I understand it's also known as an active art program for local and disabled artists as well.
Lim Anwar is a kind of disabled artist,
Right.
but he kind of successful now. Now he's having an exhibition, Asian Disabled Artist Exhibition in Singapore. Right now.
I see, which is why he's not here with
Yeah.
us today as well. Okay, very quickly though, you know, art is a beautiful passion to have. Even better if you can do it as a career.
Career.
But for a lot of people who are working, they like to do it as a hobby or in a way to just relieve stress as well. What would your advice be for, I guess, older adults, you know, at later part of their life to take this on as a stress relief activity?
It's kind of therapy also. It helps you to release your stress. That's why also why I'm into these arts. I want to do things that I have passionate in it, yet can generate the economy.
That's right.
Time for us to explore new
I think
opportunities,
so, Elaine.
dabble a little bit in something that we're uncomfortable with, because I'm completely terrible at art. It's one of those subjects that you never knew you could fail. I fail in art.
But I'm sure you scored like A for the ad maths and everything. You
but
look like that kind of person.
Just depend on the teacher.
Depends on the teacher.
Not all arts are beautiful.
Right.
Not all ugly arts are not beautiful.
Right, okay.
You should have been
should have been my teacher, so I would have been able to, nurture that talent.
But that is so true, I think, you know, especially as kids as well. If we are painting and drawing something that is unusual or abstract, that doesn't mean it's not art or it's ugly. It's just maybe a different interpretation.
It's an individual expression. People see things
Right.
from different points of view and express it differently. Your colours and my colours would be different because we experience that place different.
Which is what's so wonderful about art. What do you hope to achieve through this exhibition and this collaboration?
Through this exhibition, for me as an artist, I have to keep myself busy with arts program activities. So I aim myself to have kind of 3 or 4 exhibition 1 year, 1 solo exhibition each year. Then next year I have my own target to do something that break Malaysia Book of Record kind of thing like that.
Wow. What do you have in
exhibition
mind?
outside, I cannot tell now.
I always like to get the juice
keep
on
it for
this
next
show.
year.
Okay, but here's the question though. Selling art in Malaysia is not that easy.
Especially local artists. I think a lot of times Malaysians regularly do this, don't support enough of the local artists.
That relates to the artworks and the artists. A good artist with a good name, is the arts value more.
Right.
People will value the arts more. For the newcomer, they have to go through the process. Okay, keep on do the artworks, make a good arts. Then people will know him. Then he get a name. It's like a brand. Build up the brand. Then the value will increase.
You got to move up the
time to
ranks,
time,
just like any career path.
To build up the reputation.
Even myself also, the value of my painting sold for last year, and this year is different. Last year is lower. This year the value is higher, but the quantity is last year is more.
Right.
This year lesser,
Less,
but the
right.
value is more.
Right.
Wow.
Must have improved on
the
the
more you
reputation
go,
and the quality.
The value is going to increase. Yeah.
What would you say is your sort of art style, and how does it differ from the other artists that you're working with on this exhibition in terms of, painting
Brush
style,
strokes.
brush stroke, color choice?
Techniques.
Techniques.
Lim Anwar, he is more to batik painting.
I see.
Miss Abang Roslan Hitam is more to realism. Myself is more to naif.
Right.
But the subject is kampung style.
Right.
Yeah.
I see.
So we understand that in this exhibition there are about 30 pieces of your individual artworks that will be exhibited at the Art Market Malaysia mini gallery. This, as you mentioned earlier, is going to be at Taman Sepang Jaya. So if you happen to be in the area, drop by the exhibition. Even if you're not going to buy anything, it expands your worldview, expands your mind, you know, and embrace differences. That's how we are able to, you know, see the differences and be more united.
That's right, and I think that's a really good point as well. Let's just explore this area. If this is not something you've done before, you know, I hope that we here on the show help you sort of, you know, understand and be interested in other areas of whether it's hobby or passion or activity. And here's a great platform or a great opportunity to get started on that. The Art Market Gallery happening at the Daman Mall in USJ. You can of course make your way down there, and in fact if you think, hey, you know what, I'd like to up this, I'd like to support them, you can of course always email the Art Market Gallery at gmail.com. You can email them and see what can work, what magic can work there.
And what's great is the gallery is partly sponsored by Pavilion Red. Thank you so much for supporting the arts, which also help to raise funds for the NGOs such as Pertubuhan Dalam Community (PDK), and some of the artwork will also be made by autistic kids.
That's right. Very quickly before we let you go, Ibnu, what is your message to all our viewers watching?
Okay. Appreciate your local arts, support your local artists. Let's be proud of our Malaysian products.
Absolutely, that's right. Buatan Malaysia, Malaysia boleh.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, we wrap up today's edition of Bernama Today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye for now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You just remain seated because
Alamak. Dah pagi. Nanti mak marah.
Rom,